If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Sharing it with your friends and family helps spread knowledge, and when we help others grow, we grow too. Thank you so much for listening. Let's dive into the podcast. The first sketch, The Birth of This Man in New York, 2006. The winter air in Manhattan carried something strange that January morning in 2006. Dr. Sarah Chen sat across from her patient, listening to words that would soon shake the foundations of everything she thought she knew about dreams. "He comes to me every night," the woman whispered, her fingers trembling as she clutched her coffee cup. "The same face, always watching me with those kind eyes. But I've never seen him before in my life." The woman described him in tearful detail. Bushy eyebrows that curved like gentle arcs, a receding hairline that revealed a high forehead, eyes that seemed to hold secrets yet felt strangely comforting, a nose slightly too large for his face, lips that never spoke but somehow communicated volumes. Dr. Chen reached for her notepad and began to sketch. Line by line, the face emerged on paper. Something about the image felt unsettling, though she couldn't say why. When she finished, her patient gasped, "That's him! Exactly him!" The sketch found its way to Dr. Chen's desk drawer, where it might have stayed forever, but fate had other plans. 2 weeks later, another patient sat in the same chair. This time, a businessman who complained of sleepless nights filled with vivid dreams. As he described his nocturnal visitor, Dr. Chen's blood turned cold. She pulled out the sketch without saying a word. "My God," he breathed. "How did you know?" The questions began to multiply, faster than answers. How could two strangers dream of the same unknown man? Was this some kind of psychological phenomenon she had missed in all her years of training? Dr. Chen decided to test her growing suspicions. She showed the sketch to 3 more patients that month. Each one recognized the face immediately. Each one had been visited by this man in their dreams for months or even years. The clinical notes grew thicker. The mystery deepened. Her colleagues raised their eyebrows when she mentioned her findings during lunch meetings. Some suggested mass hysteria. Others wondered if she was losing her grip on reality. But the evidence kept mounting. Patient after patient identified the same face, the same gentle expression, the same mysterious presence that seemed to know them better than they knew themselves. By March, Dr. Chen realized she was sitting on something far bigger than a simple case study. This wasn't just about dreams anymore. This was about a phenomenon that defied every rule she had learned about the human mind. The man in the sketch had no name yet, but soon he would be known around the world simply as this man. Global spread and the rise of testimonies. Something strange happened after those first sketches appeared online. The emails started arriving within hours. Then came the phone calls. Letters followed, all saying the same impossible thing. "I've seen this man too." The website creators watched their inbox fill with messages from places they had never heard of. A farmer from rural Montana wrote about dreams that had haunted him for years. A teacher from Tokyo sent a carefully drawn picture that matched perfectly. Students from universities across Europe shared their experiences in hushed voices during late-night study sessions. Within weeks, the reports numbered in the hundreds. By the end of the first year, over 2,000 people had come forward. They came from every continent except Antarctica. Different languages, different cultures, different ages, yet they all described the same face with startling precision. The man had kind eyes, they said. His eyebrows were thick and dark. His hair receded at the temples. He wore simple clothes, usually a sweater or plain shirt. Most importantly, he felt familiar to them, like meeting an old friend they had forgotten. Online communities formed around this shared experience. People created forums where they could safely discuss their dreams without fear of ridicule. Researchers began collecting testimonies, trying to find patterns. They created databases and charts, mapping where the dreams occurred and when. The consistency troubled experts. Dreams, they knew, were deeply personal experiences. They reflected individual fears, hopes, and memories. How could thousands of strangers dream of the same unknown face? Some witnesses reported multiple encounters spanning years. Others saw him only once, but remembered every detail. A few claimed he spoke to them, offering comfort during difficult times in their lives. Many said he appeared during moments of stress or sadness, bringing an unexplained sense of peace. The stories crossed every boundary imaginable, rich and poor, young and old, believers and skeptics. A grandmother from Mexico drew the same face as a teenager from Sweden. Neither had seen the website. Neither had heard of the other's experiences. Scientists suggested explanations. Perhaps this represented a common human archetype buried in our shared consciousness. Maybe certain facial features triggered universal recognition patterns in the brain. Others wondered if the internet had somehow created a new form of mass suggestion. But the witnesses knew something different. They had seen this man before the sketches appeared, before the websites existed, before anyone spoke his name. The mystery deepened with each new report that arrived. Theories and interpretations of this man. The man in the drawing stares back from countless sketches across the world. His face appears in dreams, from New York to Tokyo, from small towns to busy cities. But why does the same stranger visit so many sleeping minds? Carl Jung might have smiled at this puzzle. The famous psychologist believed all humans share something deeper than memories. He called it the collective unconscious, a hidden place where ancient images live. These images, called archetypes, show up in our dreams and stories across all cultures. Jung would say, this man represents the wise father figure. Every culture has this character. The guide who appears when we need direction. The protective figure who watches over us. Perhaps thousands of people dream of the same face because their minds reach into this shared space of human experience. The bearded man with kind eyes fits perfectly into this ancient pattern. He offers comfort in dreams. He gives advice. He protects dreamers from harm. This behavior matches what Jung expected from father archetypes. But other experts propose different answers to the mystery. Some wonder if this man might be something beyond psychology. Could he be a spiritual being, a guardian angel who chooses to visit people through dreams? Religious traditions speak of divine messengers appearing to mortals. Maybe this familiar face belongs to someone watching over humanity from another realm. Others point to more earthly explanations. Modern life fills our minds with countless faces. We see strangers on television, in magazines, walking past us on streets. Perhaps this man combines features from many forgotten encounters. Our sleeping brains might mix these memories into one face that feels familiar, yet strange. Trauma could also shape these dreams. Stressed minds often create protective figures during sleep. People facing difficult times might dream of a fatherly man who offers safety. The similar appearance across dreams might simply reflect what humans consider trustworthy. Kind eyes, gentle features, reassuring presence. Memory itself raises questions about these stories. Do people really dream of identical faces? Or does hearing about this man change how they remember their dreams? Once someone sees the drawing, their mind might adjust their dream memories to match the image. Scientists know memory can play tricks. Two people can witness the same event but remember it differently. Dreams fade quickly upon waking. The details we think we remember might shift and change over time. Each theory holds pieces of truth, yet none explains everything perfectly. The mystery remains as puzzling as ever, drawing us deeper into questions about consciousness, memory, and ending, and the hidden connections between human minds. Lucid dreaming and nightmares, the dream world explored. The sleeping brain holds secrets that scientists are only beginning to understand. When we dream, our minds enter a strange theater where reality bends and impossible things feel completely normal. But sometimes, the dreamer wakes up inside the dream itself. This is called lucid dreaming. The sleeper suddenly realizes they are dreaming and can control what happens next. They can fly through clouds, walk through walls, or change the entire scene with just a thought. The brain's frontal cortex, usually quiet during sleep, sparks to life. This creates a unique state where consciousness meets the dream world. Scientists study this by watching brain waves during REM sleep. This is when most dreams happen. The eyes move rapidly back and forth under closed lids. The brain becomes as active as when we are awake, yet the body stays completely still. It's like being trapped in a movie you can sometimes direct. But not all dreams offer such control. Nightmares strip away any sense of power. Fear takes the wheel. The dreamer becomes helpless, running from monsters that cannot be reasoned with or escaped. The same brain regions that create lucid dreams seem to shut down during these dark episodes. This is where this man becomes truly puzzling. People report seeing his face in both types of dreams. In lucid dreams, some say they can make him disappear or change his appearance. Others find that even with full dream control, this man remains unchanged. He simply stands there, watching, immune to their mental commands. The nightmare encounters tell a different story entirely. Witnesses describe this man as threatening, his familiar face twisted into something sinister. He appears in dark hallways, empty rooms, or places that feel wrong. The dreamers want to run, but cannot. They want to scream, but have no voice. His presence fills them with dread they cannot explain. Dr. Sarah Chen at the Sleep Research Institute documented over 200 cases. Her team found something strange in the brain scans. When people dreamed of this man, their fear centers lit up differently than in normal nightmares. The patterns looked almost like recognition, as if the brain was trying to remember something it had forgotten. The most disturbing cases involve sleep paralysis. The person lies awake but cannot move their body. They see this man standing beside their bed, real as daylight. Scientists know this happens when the brain wakes up before the body does. But why would so many people see the same face during these terrifying moments? Some researchers think this man represents our deepest fears about being watched or judged. Others wonder if shared dreams might be possible through mechanisms we do not yet understand. The mystery deepens with each new report. Prophetic and shared dreams. The border between reality and unknown. Mary Simpson woke up screaming on the morning of April 14, 1935. Her husband found her shaking in their bedroom, tears streaming down her face. She had dreamed of a massive ship sinking in icy waters. The strange part? Mary had never seen the ocean. 3 days later, news reached their small Kansas town. A ship called the Titanic had struck an iceberg and sunk. Wait, that's wrong. The Titanic had already sunk 23 years earlier, but Mary's dream matched every detail witness survivors had described. The cold, the screaming, even the way the ship broke apart. Cases like Mary's filled dusty government files from the 1940s onward. During World War II, reports flooded military offices. Soldiers' wives dreamed of battles before they happened. Mothers saw their sons wounded days before the telegrams arrived. The dreams were too specific, too accurate, too many to ignore. By 1952, something had changed in Washington. Secret programs began studying these strange occurrences. Project Stargate started as a whisper in Cold War corridors. American intelligence agencies wanted to know if the Soviet Union was using psychic spies. Could dreams really see across time and space? Dr. Russell Targ worked in one of these hidden programs. He spent decades testing people who claimed to see things with their minds. In controlled rooms, subjects would describe buildings they had never visited. They drew pictures of secret military bases on the other side of the world. Some were wrong, but others were frighteningly accurate. The government spent millions on this research. They trained remote viewers. They studied people who claimed to dream the future. Files remain classified to this day. What did they find that still requires such secrecy? Consider Abraham Lincoln's dream 3 weeks before his death. He dreamed of walking through the White House and finding a covered body in the East Room. When he asked who had died, someone replied, "The President." Lincoln told this dream to friends and his wife. History records what happened next. These documented cases raise unsettling questions. If some dreams can pierce the veil of time, what about shared dreams? If consciousness can sometimes glimpse tomorrow, could it also connect across great distances? Could thousands of people really dream of the same mysterious face? The man with the kind eyes and knowing smile might be more than internet folklore. Perhaps he represents something science barely understands, something governments have quietly studied for decades, something that challenges everything we think we know about the nature of dreams and reality itself. The human dimension, fear, meaning, and the search for answers. The first email arrived on a Tuesday morning. Sarah, a teacher from Minnesota, typed with shaking fingers as she described her dream from the night before. The same face had appeared again. The balding man with dark eyes and thick eyebrows. She had seen him dozens of times now. "I wake up feeling like he knows me," she wrote, "but I've never met this person in my life." Her message joined thousands of others, flooding the website. Each story painted a different picture of the same mysterious visitor. Mark, a construction worker from Texas, dreamed of the man standing in his childhood bedroom. The figure never spoke, just watched. Mark woke up screaming 3 nights in a row. His wife begged him to see a doctor. But not everyone feared these dreams. Maria from Spain felt oddly comforted by her visitor. The man appeared during her worst moments of grief after losing her father. He would sit quietly beside her in the dream, offering a sense of peace she couldn't explain. The stories kept coming. A student in Japan, a grandmother in Ireland, a businessman in Brazil, all describing the same face with startling detail. Dr. Patricia Wells, a sleep researcher, began studying these accounts. What she found puzzled her. Many dreamers reported feeling more tired after these encounters. Others spoke of depression that lasted for days. Some couldn't shake the feeling that something important was being communicated. The psychological impact varies wildly, Dr. Wells noted. Some people become obsessed with finding meaning. Others develop sleep anxiety. Jennifer from California started keeping a dream journal after her encounters began. She filled pages with drawings and notes, searching for clues. Her family worried as she spent hours online, reading similar stories and theories. The man appeared in peaceful gardens for some dreamers. Others found him in dark, frightening places. The setting seemed to match each person's emotional state. Religious communities offered their own explanations. Some believed the figure was a spiritual messenger. Others warned of darker possibilities. Support groups formed online as people sought comfort in shared experiences. Therapists noticed patients becoming fixated on these dreams. The encounters felt so real that many questioned their sanity. Sleep medications sometimes stopped the dreams, but the memories remained vivid. Each story added another piece to a puzzle that refused to make sense. The man appeared across cultures, ages, and backgrounds. He transcended geography and language. Yet science offered no clear answers. The mystery deepened with every personal account. These weren't just dreams anymore. They were experiences that changed people's lives in ways no one could fully understand. Unresolved questions and the ongoing mystery. The man with no name continues to visit dreams around the world. Each night, somewhere, someone sees his face. They wake with questions that have no answers. Scientists have studied sleep for decades. They know our brains create dreams during certain stages of rest. They can measure brain waves and watch our eyes move beneath closed lids. But they cannot explain how thousands of strangers dream of the same face. Dr. Sarah Chen spent 3 years collecting dream reports. She gathered stories from Tokyo to London, from small towns to big cities. The descriptions matched perfectly. Same bald head, same kind eyes, same gentle smile. Yet no one could name him. "We know so little about consciousness," Dr. Chen admitted during her final interview. "Dreams remain one of our greatest puzzles." The reports keep coming. A farmer in Kansas sees him offering advice about crops. A student in Paris finds him sitting quietly in a library. A mother in Brazil watches him play with children who look like her own. Each dream feels real. Each person wakes feeling changed. Some believe the dreams connect us all. They wonder if our minds touch in ways we cannot measure. Maybe sleep opens doors that science has not found. Maybe this man walks through those doors, moving from dream to dream like a visitor in the night. Others search for simpler answers. They think the face comes from old movies or forgotten photographs. They believe our brains mix memories in strange ways, creating people who never lived. But no one has found the source image. No actor or model matches perfectly. The mystery grows deeper with time. New dreamers discover the website daily. They stare at the sketch and feel a chill of recognition. "I know him," they whisper. "He was in my dream last night." What if dreams are more than random brain activity? What if they connect us across distance and time? These questions make scientists uncomfortable. They prefer facts they can test and prove. But some truths hide beyond our tools and theories. Some mysteries resist our need for answers. The man continues his nightly visits. He speaks without words. He comforts without explanation. He exists in a place between waking and sleeping, between known and unknown. Perhaps that is where he belongs, in the space where questions matter more than answers, where wonder survives our desperate need to understand everything. Tonight, someone new will see his face. They will join the growing family of dreamers who share this impossible experience, and the mystery will live on.